Hey, welcome to Shofar Mountain. I am Pastor Joe Fox. I was interested to learn the other day that at a university in Virginia, the answer to a test question was Shofar Mountain. And I guess that it was a 21st century religious movements class or something like that. And they had watched some of our videos and discussed us, I guess, as part of the class. To the instructor, professor, I said, good on you. We've been a community less than a year, and you're out there grabbing things that you weren't teaching last year, so you're new and edgy, and I appreciate that. Not just because it's about me. And if you want more information on us, just email me, vikingservices@hotmail.com. And if you don't, that's cool. But I thought, hey, I'll use this opportunity to maybe get some word out about who we are, what we're doing here, and what we believe, because I don't really hit that too hard a lot of times. Talking to a neighbor, we live outside of a small town in the Ozarks, and he said, you know what word around town is about y'all, don't you? And I said, no, but I'd like to know. And he goes, the word is that y'all are Amish mercenaries. I'm like, what? If you know anything about the Amish, they're not working as mercenaries. And that's unfortunate for us. That's the perception. We need to work to change that. Part of it's probably because most of our men have really big beards. Matter of fact, they all do except me. And that's just because I have to shave when I go work. And most of our women wear head coverings and skirts or dresses, and so we look weird, compared to the people around here, and so they're noticing us. And I guess that's, what they thought. I don't know. We wear camouflage when we're on the land, and people come out and work with us, and like BDU pants. What else are you going to do with them except get them dirty? So I guess that's the word around town. We need to work on that. What do we believe? We believe like Christians believe, and I'm just going to use Christian terminology here. We call Jesus Yeshua, we call God Yahweh, but I'm just going to use Christian terminology because most of y'all are either Christian or you come from a Christian background. You live in America, so you understand the terminology. We believe that Jesus was the Son of God, only begotten, that he was born of a virgin, he lived a perfect and sinless life, he died for our sins, he was buried, he rose on the third day, and he's right now sitting at the right hand of the Father, and he's coming back someday soon to judge everybody. Well, then you all are Christians. Yeah, no, we're not. We also believe that we are supposed to keep the entire book. We're supposed to keep the Old Testament law, follow the laws, follow Torah, to which Christians typically reply, well, you're denying the work that Jesus did on the cross. The law was nailed to the cross. No, it wasn't. Ask a Christian, is law nailed to the cross? Yes. Okay, well then let's look at the 10 Commandments. Is it okay for me to worship other gods? Well, no. Is it okay for me to commit adultery? No. Is it okay for me to steal? No. Is it okay for me to murder? No, it's not okay. And in fact, Christians will agree that we should, as Christians, even though the law was nailed to the cross, we should keep 9 of the 10 Commandments. The one most Christians don't hold to is the 4th commandment, which is Shabbat, Sabbath. Keep the Sabbath day separate, holy, set apart. And they don't really hold to that very well. And so that sets us apart right away. We keep Sabbath. Friday night at sundown till Saturday night at sundown, we don't do any work. We take a break, we focus on the Most High, and we worship. And so that's what we do on Shabbat. So that sets us apart. We keep the law. And people say, well, are you Jews? No, we're not Jews. Again, I don't want to get into a sermon here, but the Jews were one of 12 tribes of Israel. If you read in Romans 11, Paul's talking about the tree, the olive tree, which represents Israel, and branches were broken off and other branches were grafted in, so now you're part of the tree. And if you're a deeper Christian, because most Christians are not that deep, I was a pastor for 6 years in a Christian church, but if you go back and read Romans 11, you'll see that that's if you're grafted into the tree that is Israel, then you are an Israelite, and that's what we call ourselves, Israelites. And again, I don't want to turn this into a sermon, but that's that. We keep the feasts. The Jew feasts? Well, Jews, observant Jews, keep the feasts, but the feasts are not Jewish feasts; they're God's feasts, and they're for His people. And so we keep the feasts. We don't observe Christmas and Easter. Go ahead and Google Christmas, Easter origin and read about it. They're pagan, all right? And so we don't hold to that. And again, not trying to give you a sermon, but I'm just trying to tell you what we believe in and what we do here. We look a little different. Our women, most of them, wear head coverings and skirts or dresses. We don't believe that's a commandment. but they just choose to do so. We call that dressing modestly. Not all the women here do that. Some women wear jeans and don't cover their head most of the time. It's not a law, it's just what we do. All of our men have beards. Again, not a law, but you know, you're a man, grow a beard. We do it because we can. We kind of dig it. And so that's us. Shofar Mountain. What is Shofar Mountain? Boy, there's a lot of misconceptions on that. You know, it's a commune, it's a cult, it's a survival compound. Here's our vision. Our vision is a united community pursuing a deep and obedient relationship with Yahweh, the Most High, God, which has left worldly lust behind and is living a simple, self-sufficient, we put that in quotes, life that treats creation with respect. That's our vision. Are we there yet? Not totally. Are we trying to get there? Absolutely. We are first and foremost a community of people who've come together because we want to have a deeper relationship with God. And that really is what motivates us. We are an intentional community. Everyone has moved here, you know, on purpose to live like we live in accordance with our vision statement. We keep a common purse, which bugs a lot of people. There were a lot of people who wanted to join as we were forming this. It was a multi-year process setting this up, who just really weren't comfortable with that, and that's cool. You know, Shofar Mountain is one way. It's not the only way to do things, but we do keep a common purse. All the money goes into one pot, and we, the community, decides how it's going to be spent. Some of us work outside. I am one of those people. And the simple reason is because 2x4s cost money, and we need to have money to buy 2x4s. We're building houses here. Food costs money. Our goal is to be self-sufficient, but we've been here less than a year, and so obviously our gardens aren't, you know, super great right now, and so we have to go into town and buy food, and for that we need money, and so we work occasionally. We're off the grid. We pump our own water. We don't have any electricity here. We have solar electricity. We're running an aquaponics system off of solar right now. We're building our own houses. Everyone's responsible for building his own house, and we're going to have those off the grid. We're going to have limited solar power to each house. And we're trying to live simpler. We're trying to live clean. You know, we say we're green without the politics here, and we try. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect, but we make steps every day. We're not a survivalist community. We do think we're on the cusp of the end times, just like a lot of Christians do, like New Agers do, like, you know, Native American Indians do. A lot of people do, because that's what it looks like out there, but that's not our primary purpose here. We do have guns, but we don't have an arsenal. You know, we don't have a bunker. We don't have tens of thousands of rounds of ammo. You know, whatever. You know, we don't walk around talking about the New World Order. We just don't. You know, we talk about the Most High Yah. We talk about God. We talk about what we planted in the garden or what we need to do tomorrow. And we like it. It's peaceful. Hear that? I mean, that's what we hear every day. You know, out there in the world, which we have left the world in a lot of ways. You know, there's so much noise. You've got your radio, your TV, your computer, everything's going on, and it's hard to think. And out here, this is what we hear. It's nice. It's peaceful. We sit around after meals. We all eat together. And we sit around after meals and we discuss the goings-on of the day. We all have Bibles on our table. We all open them up and read them. You know, we come up with thoughts. Hey, I was reading this today, and what do you think about this? And we kick things around at the table. And that's the focus of our life, not what's going on, you know, on the television set, not what Drudge Report is reporting. We're focused on the Most High, and we're focused on life in a simple sense. You know, we're in trouble as a country. You know, I don't care what your, you know, political or religious views or anything like that. I mean, you look at our economy, you look at the world situation with regard to military type things, political situation, the environment. I mean, man, there's just, it's a bad place out there, and we're trying to kind of withdraw ourselves from it a little bit. We're trying to shelter ourselves from it a little bit. You know, if there were a huge solar flare today, it really wouldn't affect us that much here at Shofar Mountain. Not that much. Not nearly as much as it did when I lived in suburbia. And so we are trying to do that. I guess you could say we're survivalists in that kind of way. But really we're doing it for just to get closer to God and to live a simpler life, to slow things down. Everybody here is college educated. It's not a requirement, it just happens to be what it is. Everybody here left jobs to come here, for the most part. We unplugged from society and came here. But we're not hermits. We get out into town every single day. We talk to people. Obviously, we're not talking to them enough if they think we're Amish mercenaries. We let people come here. We let visitors come here. We don't let visitors come whenever they want or, without being scheduled, because quite frankly, we're trying to build our houses and our community center and get our gardens going. And when somebody shows up, we have to stop doing that. We don't have to, but you show them the aquaponics, you show them our wells and our water towers and all our gardens and the house sites, and it takes time, and that's time away from building our homes, which we are all trying to do. None of us want to sleep in our trailers again this winter, which we moved here in November last year. And so, that's why we do that. Also, we're trying to keep the land holy. We're not going to let people who are blasphemous come here, and that's just us. That's what we're trying to do. I don't think we're weird. We're pretty normal. I don't make my wife walk 3 feet behind me, 3 steps behind me when we do things. We're growing our own food. We're not there yet, but we're trying to. We're trying to be gentle with the earth. We're not perfect yet, again, but we're trying, and it's all a goal, and it's a step forward process. And, who's to say that the way you are living is the correct way? The American dream, right? I'm going to graduate from high school, go to college, get a job, get a mortgage, get 2 cars, one for me and one for the wife, or one for me, one for my husband. We're going to be in debt up to our eyeballs, and we're going to buy all these nice things, and we're going to go out to dinner, and we're going to go to the movies, and we're going to go, buy, consume. We got tired of that, quite frankly. And so we live here. We eat good food. We're not eating gruel. We like good food. We've all been around the world. Everybody on the community has lived overseas. Again, not a requirement. It just is what it is. And so we eat well here. We play. And hey, that's us. That's what we're doing. That's why we're here. You hear me say a lot on my sermons, if you listen to them, come out of her, my people. That's because the Most High said it. And we believe that it's time to unplug from society. If you want to live in suburbia, hey, go on with your bad self. Cool. We don't. We're tired of it. We don't think that we need to make all that money anymore to be happy. Something you might want to do someday is sit down and make a list of what do you require to be happy. What do you need to be happy? And if a yellow Humvee is something you need to be happy, write it down on your list, but if it's not, don't write it down. And once you write down a list of everything you need to be happy, then ask yourself, why don't you just go do that? Why don't you just do what it takes for you to be happy and quit doing all this other stuff that you're not necessarily happy about? Simplify your life. Live a simpler, quieter existence. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get closer to God, closer to each other, get those relationships going again with people, as opposed to just Facebooking people or something. We actually talk to people, and we like that. So that's us. That's Shofar Mountain. Maybe I'll see you sometime. As my brother Zach says, go home, read your Bible, and I'll see you out there.